Hey, what's up, Rise of Kingdoms? It's Bye here. So we have the new commander, Sargon the Great, coming out very soon today in the World of Fortune. I know some of you guys could be very eager to get him to test him out, and some of you guys might not be very excited to get him because of the most recent change to his second skill. Right now, it only trigger when he dealing skill damage. So with that being said, I do want to make a video to kind of like give you guys like an idea of like how he might able to perform on the field in rally in garrison. So I'll be doing a commander tier list for him, like before any testing be done, and then maybe after I get him and doing some testing, I'll do maybe a video to make adjustment if needed. So why do I want to kind of like do this video? Because like maybe if I look at him and he's not very good, then I don't even recommend you guys to even try to get him, because I know some of you guys might be like, oh, let me try to get him, even unlock him to try and to test him out, right? So that is why this video come in, right? I'll tell you guys what he's good at and what he's not good at. Okay, so here is the commander tier list that I've done before. We only have 3 commanders done or so far, but I'll be doing Sargon the Great today. We'll using pretty much the same criteria: open field 1v1, city hop, rally, garrison, arc for Cyrus, sunset cannon, and at the end we'll give him an overall score. Okay, guys. Okay, so let me bring this one here and let me scroll down to him. Okay, so in terms of open field, right? So let's look at his first skill, his active skill. For the next 5 seconds, normal attack have 100% chance to deal direct damage factor 500, 500 times 5, so that is 2500. So you can say it's pretty high single skill damage, but the downside about this active skill is that compared to some other commander like Guan or Scipio can do 2300 skill damage right away, right? But this one require you to continuously attacking on the target, so you cannot do like hit the target, cast a skill, and run back. That doesn't work. Unlike Scipio, right? Scipio, you can go, you can cast a skill. A lot of in some of the file, you just want to like, cast a skill and then you pull back, you march it back, kind of thing, right? For Sargon the Great, that is not something you can actually do, because you have to stay back, and for the duration of 5 seconds for that skill to work. So that is kind of like cons, right? Like a cons for this skill right here, because you have to maintain that normal attack. This one is also one of the things that will help trigger his debuff, right? It's a stack of ore. So let's say if the enemy kind of running away after you cast your active skill, you won't be able to do the debuff on the target. Okay, so that is another cons for him, right? So second skill, infantry led by the commander again, 10% infantry attack bonus, 20% infantry health bonus. This commander troop has 100% chance to inflict a stack of ore effect on the target troop whenever he dealing a skill damage. So I do believe that every time he attacking on the target after he casting his active skill, he will able to inflict a stack of ore. Okay, but that will require him to kind of like cast a skill right before anything else. So it's a little bit slower compared to Tomris debuff. So that is another cons. Okay, that you gotta be able to cast your skill, and then you gotta be able to stay back and fight. For at least for the second cycle of skill. So it's like a second cycle of skill before you can do anything. But the stat increase from the skill is not too bad, right? 10% attack bonus, 20% infantry health bonus, which is pretty decent for later gen commander. Okay. The third skill, okay, march speed bonus 15%, which is very nice. Okay, more very mobilized commanders. Infantry damage bonus 10% when he actively attacking on someone. So again, you have to attack on someone for this skill to work. Another one that require you to be like you gotta maintain that contact on the target. Otherwise, it won't work, right? So infantry damage bonus 10%, and his normal attack also have a 10% chance to increase the commander troop damage dealt by this commander troop by 30% for 3 seconds, which is very good, right? I would say almost the same as having that Ring of Doom on your commander for free, right? So 10% chance increase damage bonus by 30% for 3 seconds, which is very nice, right? The duration is pretty nice, right? 3 seconds can be could be 3 seconds is pretty long. But this skill can be triggered once every 8 seconds. Okay. Right, third skill, decent, right? Decent on the open field. But it doesn't bring in a lot of like stat increase though, right? Like the stat increase is not that amazing. Fourth skill, right? Infantry defense bonus 10%. Okay. When a target troop has received 10 stack of ore effect, ore stack will be removed and the target troop will be dealt damage. Damage factor finals. In addition to the commander troop, will receive a shield that lasts for 5 seconds. So the factor is 300, right? So the direct damage factor is 1000 at max level, right? 1000 shield 300. But you require 10 stack of ore, okay? So another thing about the stack of ore is that I think it will most likely work with the second commander in the pair as well. Either he is the first primary or secondary, depend on your pairing. So you might able to gain 10 stack of ore pretty quickly, depend on your commander choice. I'll tell you guys what commander choice I think of using him right now at the end of the later on at the end of the video. So like one way for you to kind of like optimize on his force skill is that you gotta team up with another player or 2 other player also has him, right? Sargon the Great. So let's say you are in an alliance. For you to kind of like maximize on his skill, you gonna have to find out who else also have him, and you guys kind of like want to go together, attacking on the same target. Why? Because you want to be able to stack on that like stack of ore pretty quickly, so that you can trigger your force skill. Otherwise, the force skill trigger can be pretty hard, right? It will require you to cast at least 2 cycle of skill damage if you by yourself for you to use his force skill. So his force skill require a lot of like teamwork, I would say. For the passive skill, right, reduce the skill damage taken by this commander by 15%, which is very nice, right? 15% skill damage reduction. When that troop is hit with a normal attack, it has 50% chance to inflict 2 stack of ore. Effect on an enemy target. If this skill trigger when the commander troop gains shield, it will inflict actual 1 stack of ore. This skill can trigger once every 8 seconds only. So the expertise skill can be very good, right? If he is, especially if he can swarm, but it will require a lot of investment. Right? The thing is, his expertise skill is pretty solid, but it would require you to invest heavily on him before you can see him shine on the battlefield. So with that being said, I would say in terms of open field, I would say if you using him to fight like separately, you won't be able to kind of like maximize on his benefit. So like, I would say I would give him like an 8 in terms of like open field score. But it would require you to fight in a murder ball kind of thing. And I would say he could be an 8.5 if you can kind of like getting a lot of like teaming up with another player or 2 other player also have him. You could get his open field score higher. But on average, like for a lot of like average player, you don't care too much about like teamwork. You just going in and fight. You don't want to coordinate with other players. Then I would say his score is about 8. Okay. 1 versus 1. I would say in a 1 vs 1 situation, I think he also pretty solid. He has very high skill damage for single target. His stat bonus is decent. His expertise also work very well in a 1v1 situation, because you will be able to get that stack of ore very quickly, right off the bat. You will be able to inflict 2 stack of ore on the target already in a 1v1 situation. So I would also give him an 8 as well in a 1v1 situation. For city hopping, he's definitely not the city hopper commander. I would not recommend you guys to use him for city hopping, to be honest. Just because his active skill require you to stay out for a long time. It's a no-go for me. I would give him like a 4, or maybe a 4. Yeah, a 4. I would give him a 4 for city hop. Maybe even a 3. So definitely don't use him for city hopping. For rallying, right? So he is pretty decent commander. As I mentioned, he's decent in a 1v1 situation. All of his skill working on open field for rally as well as garrison. Okay, so in terms of rally, very good single DPS commanders with his debuff can work very well for like flag rallying, because you can swarm the flag because of his debuff. But he does bring in an extra debuff, a skill damage debuff, right? So like an additional debuff you can bring for rallying, and his skill damage is high. His stat bonus, right, attack bonus, and health bonus is not too bad. Damage bonus very nice, right? In a rally situation, he can maintain that contact all the time. 10% to increase damage even more here as well, up to 30%, which is very nice. Chance to inflict the direct damage factor as well. Good work, right? Good work in a rally situation. I would say I would give him an 8 for now, right? Before any testing, I do think he could be used for rally, for infantry. Okay, garrison, right? He could be used for garrison as well. So he is one of the commanders that can be used for both rally and garrison. So let's say if you want an open field commander that can be used for like open field, rally, and garrison, I think he's the one. And I would say he's slightly better than Flavius in terms of open field, because he's bring more. Flavius can deal high damage, but he doesn't bring debuff on the field, right? So Flavius is also a good garrison, but he cannot use for rally. Okay, he like a main garrison commander. He can be used for rally. He could be used for open field, but he's not amazing on the open field. Sargon the Great is more like a jack of all trades, right? Like he can be used for open field, rally, and garrison. I think that is like a pros for him. Versatile, very versatile. If you're looking for a new open field commander that can also garrison your city, I think he could be the one. For garrison, I would give him an 8 as well for garrison, to be honest. 8 for like flag garrison, flag garrison, Lion Fortress garrison, Ark of Osiris structure garrison, but I like a 7 for city garrison, I think. Because why is the score for garrison is higher for like flag, Lion Fortress, or like Ark of Osiris, because people got swarm the rally. In terms of city garrison, nobody got swarm the rally for you, so city garrison is a little bit lower. So Ark of Osiris, I think he's good work, right? I think he could be the next meta, depending on how many people in your team can get him. Let's say if your team going to heavily invest on him, then he's good work. So I would give him like an 8 for Ark of Osiris as well. Sunset Canyon, okay. Sunset Canyon, you will need him to be expertise, and he will need to be one of the front row commander. Okay. Sunset Cannon, high single DPS, lacking the AoE, but pretty solid debuff. But his debuff require actual time to cast. So right now, I would give him like a 7 for Sunset Cannon until further testing in Sunset. But for me to test him in Sunset, I would need to expertise him though. With that being said, what's the overall score that I can get for him? Equals some, yep, enter 51. Okay, so his overall score right now is 51, which is not too bad. Slightly weaker than Guan. Okay, but he can do more thing. He can garrison, he can rally. Right, slightly better than Guan. Open field, I still think Guan is still better. Sunset Cannon, Guan is very good in there. So yeah, I mean, like, he's not a bad choice if you consider on kind of investing on him. Right? If you're looking for another infantry commanders, I would say Sargon the Great could be a very, very good replacement for Charmatel. If you've been using him a lot, right? You could replace Charmatel with him. I think he can definitely bring your DPS up for your team. In my opinion. Okay. Oops. Bring him here. Let me turn off this one here. Okay, so right now I think of like using him with Hero. Okay. So right now I think he could be a very, very good secondary commander to Hero. Because I do think that because of Hero skill, right, 20% chance to cast his active skill, which is very good, which means that you can get his stack of aura right away whenever you cast, whenever Hero casts a skill. Another good thing about Hero is that because of his ability to cast additional skill, with the max skill talent tree, right? With the max skill talent tree, I will definitely have to change the skill talent tree here on my hero. So you want to be able to kind of like use the skill quickly, okay? So you probably have to want to go with a max skill. You want to go with max feral nature here. So I probably have to adjust the skill talent tree on my hero later, so that you can utilize on like because you know how Sargon the Great work, right? His debuff only trigger when you cast the skill. So you want to use a commander that can cast the skill very quickly. Okay, cast skill quickly and gain a lot of rage. And so here's the thing, right? So I'm gonna be testing him with Hero, and I think the best item for him, the best accessory is gonna be Skull or Lucky Coins for that show. If you plan to expertise him. But the Horn of Fury is definitely a must-have. Okay, Horn of Fury with Hero, so that you can pump out your skill very quickly, and with that rejuvenate here, right? Extra 60 rage every time you cast your skill will help you casting your skill even faster. And so hopefully you can stack your stack of ore very, very quickly. Okay, so that is what I'm thinking right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.